Hello students, I want us to look at this paper in our continuation of the topic of inequalities, that is Pure Mathematics 2. This is Cambridge Assessment International Education, Cambridge International Advanced Subsidiary and Advanced Level. Paper 2, Pure Mathematics 2, the code is 9709/22. It was taken in October/November 2023. Our question of interest is question 4, which deals with inequalities. And the question reads, question 4, at A, sketch on the same diagram the graphs of y is equal to modulus of 3 minus x and y is equal to 9 minus 2x. That's 2 marks. Part B, solve the inequality 3 minus x modulus is greater than 9 minus 2x. That's 3 marks. Then part C, use logarithms to solve the inequality 2 raised to power 3x minus 10 is less than 500. Give your answer in the form x is less than a, where the value of a is given correct to 3 significant figures. That's 3 marks. Part D, list the integers that satisfy both of the inequalities. The first inequality is 3 minus x modulus greater than 9 minus 2x and also greater than 2 raised to power 3x minus 10, which in turn is less than 500. That's 1 mark. So that's the question of interest that we want to look at, and straight away we move to the solution. Right. Now, solution to that question. First correction here, this is 2-2. This is 2-2, October, November 2023, question 4. Question 4. So, the first line that we are given is y is equal to 3 minus x. And the other one that we are given is that y is equal to 9 minus 2x. And we are asked, Roman A, sketch on the same diagram the graphs of this and this. So I will show you how to draw. This simply means we consider the positive values of that particular equation. So I want to give you the grade, and it is with the help of grades that we'll be able to figure out how our curves move. So first, for y is equal to 3 modulus of x. I have x, I have y, like that. But because we are considering modulus, I want to take a case where I want to start with where we have x is 0, x is 1, x is 2, x is 3, x is 4, like that. That should already give me the shape of the first graph. So if I take this case, 0 minus 3 minus 0 is 3. Y will be 3. When x is 1, here is 2. When x is 2, this is 1. When it's 3, this is 0. When it's 4, this is minus 1, which is still 1, because we are strictly considering the positive values. So with this, if we are able to plot this, then that should give us the way how the curve moves. So probably I've seen a turn being made at this point. So let me add the other one, 5. So when it's 5, we have this to be 2 again. Now, that's for that. Then let's see for this, how for this will look like. When we have y is equal to 9 minus 2x, then we have the grade xy as such. I can again start with when it's 0, 1, 2, 3. This now is a straight line. So we see that when this is 0, y is 9. When it's 1, y is 7. When it's 2, y is 5. When it's 3, y is 3. And when it's 4, y is 1. When it's 4, y is 1. So using these two grades, we should be able, in this particular class, Pure Mathematics 2 class, we should be able to know how to plot these particular points in order to answer question 1. I'll be visiting that soon. I'll be showing you the graph of this so that we see some of its characteristics and the reason why question part A insists that you draw the graph, because we are going to use the graph to make some inferences about the values that we are getting. So having that, that's the grade. So I guess up to there, that answers part A. What's left, I'll be showing the graph towards the end of this, of the lesson. Then part B, solve the inequality. We are then asked to solve the inequality. 3, solve the inequality. 3 minus x is greater than, that 3 minus x is greater than, that 3 minus x is greater than 9 minus 2x. Now, being that this end gives us the modulus, that means strictly observing the positive sides. For us to be consistent, so for us to take care of that condition, then we need to square this side and that side. So we will be having 3 minus x squared is equal to 9 minus 2x squared. If we expand this, upon expanding this, we should get, if we expand this particular one, we should get x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to, upon expanding this end, we get 4x squared minus 36x plus 81. I hope we don't have any problem with expanding. So just to show you the first bit so that you see that this is this. If you have 3 minus x times 3 minus x, then this by this gives you 9. This by this minus 3x plus x squared. So that gives me x squared minus 6x plus 9. And that's what I put here, minus 6x plus 9. That's what I put here. Doing the same with this gives me that. So that's take care of it. That takes care of it. Now, having that, then we are expected to solve. So I'll bring the like terms. In this case, if I'm to bring this end, then I'll be having minus 3x squared minus 3x squared. But again, because I want, so I'll bring this 36, this end, it will be a positive, which will be 30. So that will be plus 30x. Plus 30x. Now this positive 9, I bring 81 this end, so it becomes minus 72 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. So I can divide each term by 3, actually by negative 3. In doing so, I get this to be x squared minus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. Plus 24 is equal to 0. So to solve the value of x here, because that's what we want, we see that we need two values whose product is 24 and sum is negative 10. That has to be 6 and 4. So in this case, we have x squared minus 4x minus 6x plus 24 is equal to 0. So I factorize x here. This gives me x minus 4. Then again, I say minus here. Then I have x minus 4 is equal to 0. This implies that x minus 6 or x minus 4 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is 6 or 4. But realize that there's a reason why we drew the first. We insisted that you sketch this graph and this graph on the same axis. Now, that by the time we'll be seeing how the shape of the graph, or if you have already sketched, you should be able to see by inspection which of this 6 or 4 is the right value. Which of these 6 or 4 is the correct value of x? So, but already up to that point, we have given a solution to part B. So it is 6 or 4, but we have not decided yet. We'll decide by the time we look at the table, then we'll settle on either 6 or 4. Up to here, let's leave it hanging. We are saying it's 6 or 4. Then, part C of the question is saying use logarithms, use logarithms, use logarithms, use logarithms, use logarithms, use logarithms, use logarithms to solve the inequality 2 raised to power 3x minus 10 is less than 500. Use logarithms to solve the inequality 2 raised to power 3x minus 10 is less than 500. Give your answer in the form x less than a, where the value of a is given correct to 3 significant figures. Now, judging by looking at this, we see that this can be written as 3. This can be written as 3x minus 10 log 2 is equal to log 500. That should then imply that 3x minus 10 is equal to log of 500 divided by log of 2. But then log of 500 divided by log of 2 gives us, you can work it out using your calculators, but if you get the log of 500, you divide by log of 2, what you should get is 8.9658. 8.9658. That implies that 3x is equal to 18.96558. Therefore, x is equal to 6 point, because I'm dividing by 3, 0.322. So to 3 significant figures, this becomes 6.32. Therefore, x is less than 6.32. That's what we have. That's what we have for that particular part C. Then the last part is asking list the integers that satisfy both of the inequalities. 3 minus x is greater than 9 minus 2x, and 2 raised to power 3x minus 100 is less than 500. So this is for you to answer this question, and that's why you want to draw it. Then you'll have to inspect. Your graph, and then upon making decision whether you have chosen 6 or 4 for this particular answer, using this limit again to see now which integers lie. Should you pick 4, then you'll be considering which integers lie between 4 and 6.32. Should you pick 6, then you know that how many integers should lie between 6 and 6.32. So we are yet to see that in the graph so that we make a decision. So this particular question, we'll see in the graph what to pick, either 6 or 4, to help us answer part D. So up to that point, I urge you to follow me. We look at the graph. Hello. This is how our graph looks. This is what our graph looks like. This is the V-shaped graph. that of y is equal to the modulus of 3 minus x. I hope this is visible. And then this straight line here refers to y is equal to 9 minus 2x. Notice that they intersect at this point, point 4. And in our solution to part B, we found two values of x, 6 or 4. So in this case, we find this, but then we wrote it to be x is greater than 4. So any point from here going this end satisfies our condition. Again, part C, we also obtain that x is less than 6.32. So 6.32 should be somewhere beyond 6. So it means that if we were asked to specify the integers between those that satisfy the inequality, then they have to be 5 and 6. Those are the inequalities. Another interesting thing to note is that if I take this to be the mirror line, this one here, then I'm going to reflect this V-shaped curve down as such. And so another point of intersection would be here. But because we are interested, and at that point we have 6 and minus 3. So for us to be consistent with the conditions, then we take the upper quadrant. And then that wraps up our question, that particular question. I ask you to subscribe, like if you're satisfied, and comment if there's any point to clarify. See you in my next video.